the rest of the world timings. What we would like to remind you is that on February 25th, we will run the Prospectathon. If you can just run the slide, Deng, if you can move to the next slide. So we can have, so what we will see today during this call, a very short call, we just would like to show you an overview of what is the Prospectathon, maybe for the new joiners, to tell you what it is and add on the email from Deng. So quick overview, show you how we will reward the top performers and touch base on all the reporting component. You will see that there is a tracking file that we already send you separately as an Excel to follow up on your progress starting on the February 25th, and also some online form that would need to be submitted on March 4th and March 24th, phase 1 and phase 2, to get the result of those leads and those calls. So next slide, maybe if you would like, to say just a few words, maybe Michel or Matthew, on this exercise before we go to explaining exactly how this will happen.
Yeah. Do you mind if I jump in quickly, Michelle?
Sure, go ahead. Thanks.
Thank you, and good evening or good morning to, I guess, the majority of you. I just wanted to remind everybody how impactful this was last September when you all did it then, because we're victims of our success, basically, because you all did such an incredible job when we ran this last September for the first time of running a Prospectathon. And in the one day last September, I think it was September 7, something like that, or maybe September 9, in the one day, you all made 11.4 thousand prospecting calls. We had 461 sellers who were on the phone during the day, mostly on the phone, I suspect, doing an average of 4.2 hours per seller. You prospected revenues of 351 million euros, which is absolutely outstanding. And then when we pulled in the results, we converted 7 million euros of that. So that's an outstanding effort from you all in terms of man hours, calls made, but it's clear that it generated a significant amount of demand for our brand as well globally. And so that's why we thought this year it's a great idea to run this twice a year, once in Q1 to try and pick up some additional demand for this year, and then again we'll stick with the September date to try and create maybe some short lead demand for Q4, but probably more importantly to pick up some demand for 2026. So thank you for your amazing efforts last year, and just remember those numbers, because that's why we're here. If we can do that again at this point in the year, it can make a material difference to our performance over the course of the year. So thank you for everything you did last year, and thanks in advance for your commitment on this Prospectathon when we come around to it on the 25th. So thank you. Michelle, anything from you to add?
The only thing, I think Matthew said it as eloquently, if not more so than I ever could. So I could just say, first of all, here. I couldn't agree more. And second of all, just maybe two other things that come to mind. One is, I think in a moment here, you're going to hear a little bit about the competitive landscape that we're trying to create and the fun around, obviously, the prospecting. But if I can ask everyone to think creatively locally as well, and certainly don't mean to add sugar to the office on any given day, but sometimes the fun of having having a snack associated or pizza lunch or getting everyone going with boba tea in the morning or whatever the case might be, just turning this into a very camaraderie centric and cohesive approach. And I actually coincidentally am going to be boots on the ground that day at Fairmont Century Plaza, and I promise to bring sweets to that location. But if there's anything we can do to make this, competitive and fun and camaraderie centric, I think it just makes the whole effort all the more invigorating and really buoys the team. And the second piece that goes with that, which I know we're going to talk about, the referrals piece and the competitiveness of that. But one of the things that really has been one of our rallying cries over the years is this idea of ambassading for the brand. And I know that we have actually a lot of people around the world today, which is exciting to see all the faces from everywhere around the globe. And this idea of 1 + 1 = 3, that as we're talking about our hotels or our regions, also being able to really share out the excitement of what's happening within our specific brands and Accor. It's definitely phenomenal when you see the impact of that and really the cross-promoting and cross-pollination of our hotels. So if I can just ask for everyone to keep that in mind, that not only, talking up your own hotel, but anything that we can do to talk more broadly about sending to sister hotels. And at the end of the call, I'll maybe share just a few sound bites, because I know there are certain hotels that are getting a lot of questions, and maybe we can touch on those. But anything I can do to help anyone with learning about any of the key openings or any of the sister properties or what's happening in certain regions, happy to be a resource so that everyone goes into those calls excited and able to share out. Sorry, Ben, I will turn it back over to you. I promise not to talk longer. Thanks.
Thank you both. All right, so after this nice word, so we can start presenting you the Prospectathon. For the new joiners, I will maybe re-emphasize a bit on what is it exactly, and then we'll go to the component and the performers, the top performers rewards. So for the overview, what is it, the Prospectathon? So on this February 25th, we would like you to really engage your team and to make sure that everyone participate to this full day of prospecting, making sure that you make the most of all your business intelligence information, Opera SNC archive and past histories and calls and turnover business, clients, CRM, Noland, Cvent, LinkedIn Navigator, any source of information when it comes to companies, name, prospects, so that we can be prepared for that day. And on the Feb 25th, making sure everyone is engaged in the hotel, in the team, as Michelle said, bring a sense of camaraderie, buy some kind of donuts, bring coffee, set up a room. There is set up a control center if you can. It's even better if you can manage to book a meeting room, make it joyful, as a challenge, as a team, involve the other department, make them know about this project. You can involve the RM, the GM, everyone in the hotel. Maximize really the participation, the engagement. Make sure you report, and that's why we are providing you by Excel, and we will again send you the email before the 25th. But there is an Excel tracker that should allow you to record any kind of calls and leads. So we really track the efforts of everyone into one central document that we will use from Feb 25th to the end of March. So we can also, we can keep updating the information, the conversion, eventually, hopefully. And there will be 2 submissions that we will send you. One form that we will send you on March 4th, that will be the online form where you will submit your result as of March 4th. And there will be the phase 2 a bit later in the month on the 24th, where you will be able to input the latest result. So really, again, you see, we can see on the screen some picture from last year. Really, a lot of hotel played the game last year, and we would like to encourage all Raffles and Fairmont hotel on one day worldwide to practice this common exercise that we should be doing at hotel level, but By organizing it, we are making sure that in the right time, in the same time, everyone is fully engaged and participate to this challenge, engage with any kind of prospect. So the key is the preparation work. Please, if it's not done, make sure that by Tuesday next week for the 25th, you have all your prospect and data intelligence, so everyone can participate and make some calls and have this kind of internal challenge and recording every calls. If you go to the next slide, Deng, we will touch base about the top performers. So as last September, we will reward in each part of the world. So there is an NCA pricing and then rest of the world pricing. We will reward the highest number of prospect leads, the highest revenue converted, the highest revenue opportunity uncovered, and the most number of referrals. So all this KPI, of course, needs to be tracked in your Excel sheet. And once you do the online submission, so that it will allow us to rank everyone and to be able to reward the top performers. So that's for the pricing and the incentive. If you go to the next slide, I will touch base on the timeline. So the email communication that was sent from Deng earlier was all about the preparation work, and we are just reminding you on the screen, and we will share once again this presentation with you, but making sure that all your status inquiries from the SNC system from the last 2 years minimum are recorded, that you have a list of prospect, client, any source, event, Noland, LinkedIn Navigator, any competitor intelligence or reader board that you may have at hotel level. Please make sure you collect and gather all this information so it's accessible to any team member, and so that we can use that on the live date, which will be the Feb 25th. We have already provided you by email, but we will also re-communicate this. It's the tracking template. You will see it's an Excel sheet that will allow you to track anything you do with a count on the top. Yeah, you can see it now on the screen. So it's just a way to have a uniform way for all of us to track this Prospectathon days and efforts. And if you come back just to the previous one, Deng, we will send you by email 2 online form, one on the March 4, which will allow us to track the result as of the phase 1, March 4 phase 1 submission result, and later on to have maybe better result or a full vision of what was converted during those weeks. Will be the March 24 submission, and we will close it and give you the result 2 times, one after the phase 1 and one after the phase 2. Just to show you the online forms, the way it will be showing, you can show on the next slide, the slide after. It's a very easy module that has been set up by Deng. So you will receive the form like this. It's a kind of drop-down menu where you will need to fill up your submission, email address, hotel, and then you can go on and just fill up the number of leads, referrals, conversion, and so on. Of course, each form will be sent to you by email every time. I'm just checking if there is any question. Yeah, so the two forms were very similar. It's just phase 1 and phase 2 that are sent at different timing, but the form is very familiar. Good thing, please feel free to share any pictures. There are some attachment file button at the end of the form. It's always nice if we can share, a picture from your control room for the camaraderie that you are having on these days. Some team pictures from any hotel in the world across the Fairmont and Raffles brands. We will be happy to share that and display it and show it to everyone in the Fairmont and Raffles family, to the VPOs and everybody. So it's always nice if we have some kind of pictures. Feel free to attach some. Always a nice gesture. All right. I see. So we have time to take the question and answer already. I think it's pretty straightforward, and there is not so many explanation. It's literally the same exercise we did back in September 9. We will of course send you all the communication with the tracking template and the form when it's the right time. Okay, so please clarify. What do you mean by referrals? Referrals, it's when let's say you are in Kenya, you activate a prospect, and this person would like to book, let's say, or is planning to organize an event in the Fairmont in Cape Grace or in Abu Dhabi. So it will be a referral because you will refer a sister property. Okay. So the online system, it's a form that will be. It has been already shared to you by Deng by email. But you will see by February 25th and on the date, so on March 4th and March 24th, we will send you one more time by email the link where you will be able to submit the form. But before that, from Feb 25th, please use the Excel as a document tracker at hotel level on your own local desktop. It's not online. Use the Excel to record the activities of the team for the full, from 25th till end of March. So with this tracker, you are able to, to list and to collect and gather all information performed by your team during this period, so that when we ask you on March 4th and March 24th to submit the result, you just need to look at the tracker and you will have the full result.
Ben, is it okay if I just touch on 3 questions that had come up in passing with some of the hotels?
Of course, please.
So just to quickly note, because these 3 seem to be coming up quite a bit. So one is Los Angeles, where we're fortunate enough to have multiple hotels. We have multiple Fairmonts, but actually multiple Accor hotels across the city. And just as we're talking to clients, if we can emphasize, and certainly if they ask, that LA is open for business. The great news is the city is actually beautiful, skies are clear, sun is out, and we would love for clients to continue to send business to the LA or Southern California area. So I just want to be sure to note, I know for some of you in different parts of the world, these questions may come up less or more, but just to be sure, particularly for the Americas, obviously that's a question we've been getting. So please know LA and Southern California would love to have leads sent, and referrals would be fantastic. The second is there are a lot of questions about Fairmont New Orleans because it's in a lot of our presentations as to new openings for 2025. It is something where if clients are asking, the easiest thing is probably to say that at the moment we are envisioning late 2025, but that when we have more information as to a firm opening date, we'll be delighted to share it, and just keep it sort of open-ended because we are still getting more information as to exactly when that will happen. Dana Cooper is boots on the ground already as the Director of Sales and Marketing, and Eric Overstreet as GM. So the hotel is full steam ahead, but we are still firming up when that opening will be. So late 2025, and we'll keep you posted, is probably good information. And then lastly, unfortunately, this evening, I think many of you are aware, but we are actually transitioning the Claremont. And so there may be quite a few questions, particularly for some of our MICE clients in the Americas. And the easiest thing just to note for them is that although the Claremont is no longer going to be part of the Fairmont collection, we are very tight knit, of course, with everyone there. And Edward Rowe, who is the current GM, will continue to be the GM. And so any information we can send to him or they're welcome to, and he's delighted to make sure that things are seamless for all of our guests. So just wanted to hit on those 3 because I think those could come up in passing. And if anyone has any questions on those, just let me know.
Thank you, Michelle. So guys, do you have any question? Matthew, you would like to raise something?
I just wanted to reinforce some of the things one last time because I don't see too many more questions coming into the chat, and I suspect you might wrap up the call fairly shortly. But really just to reiterate what what you and Michelle have both already said, which is, do your preparation. Let's get those leads, let's get those call lists ready. That's going to set us up for success on the day. I think it was Michelle, probably both Michelle and Benjamin said it, but have fun with it. Try and gamify it, celebrate it. Ring the bell when you get an inquiry, dance on the table if you get a conversion. I don't know, do what makes you happy, but have fun with it. Share photos. I think Benjamin said, we really want to see you guys having fun whilst you're doing this. Involve your GM, your ex-com. If Michelle's in your hotel, involve her. As she's already said, she's in Century Plaza, but any other visitors that you might have, Fairmont Raffles visitors, show them what you're doing. Keep the room well fed. This is a sales workout, and we need carbs. So keep the room well fed, load up on good food, and have fun. This is sales. This is what we do. And last time out, you guys really showed our organization how powerful you all are. So let's do that again. This is what we do, and we're really good at it, as you demonstrated. So let's do it again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. So any other question, guys? If you have any question before February 25th, please feel free to join Marjorie or Deng or myself. Of course, we are happy to assist. Yeah, I think everything has been said. Please make sure you prepare the control center room by now to be ready for the Feb 25th. And as Matthew said, we'll be happy to receive all your pictures. Cool. I think we can wrap up the call unless anyone would like to ask one last question. Yeah. Thank you, Heike.
Well said, Heike. I think we can wrap.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you,
Thank
Matthew.
you. And we can't wait to see the
everyone.
pictures.
Thanks, Michelle, Ben, Dang, Marjorie, and
Thank
everyone
you.
else on the call. Let's have a good day.
Thanks.
Ciao, everyone. Bye-bye.